Hi, and welcome to Best in Tesla. I hear all the time that people are afraid that China will steal all Tesla's tech because they are in China now and just make a copy of a Tesla. But it's not that simple because they kind of already tried with the Xpeng P7. But there's still a huge difference between these cars and the way the companies work. So I don't believe anyone can catch up. Also because Tesla is speeding up, and I don't even believe anyone can make a copy of a Tesla. And Tesla might actually be the only real car maker. Let me tell you why, and let's dive right in. Tesla is insanely integrated. Tesla even have their own software, not just in the cars, we all know that, but also the whole system that Tesla is controlling everything from, like financial, employee, service, and so on and so on. Tesla has made their own software instead of having to pay per employee per month for some software package from Microsoft or someone else. There is not many companies that actually know how to do that, let alone the old automakers. But this would save Tesla money, of course, but this has nothing to do with why Tesla is so much in front and can't be caught. But just another example of something Tesla can do because they have the brain power in the company to do something like this. And just a funny little example of just how integrated Tesla is. They make everything themselves. The other OEMs just assemble all the products that are made by someone else. They were pretty much only experts in combustion engines. So the only thing the old car makers were expert at is the one thing that is going away. And now they are truly just assembly things companies have made for them. And their supplier has to earn something, the OEMs have to earn something, and the dealership has to earn something. So they will never be able to make as good as a car for the same price as Tesla. Or definitely not earning as much on their car as Tesla does. And as we know, no one can still make an EV profitable but Tesla. And someone like Ford is not even a profitable company today, and they have about $175 billion in debt. They will never get out of that, and they do actually say when they come out with their Mustang Mach-E, it will be profitable. They don't say how much, of course, but if profitable, my guess is very little. I have a hard time believing that it will be profitable since they don't even make money today selling ICE cars. And people have been talking about when the big boys are coming, they can just sell the EVs with a loss and then earn money on making their ICE cars. But Ford is not even profitable now, so they can't just make up for their losses on the ICE cars. They need to make some big changes to turn this big sinking ship around. And just a good example of how different these companies are run, in Q4 of 2019, where Ford reported a $1.7 billion in loss in the quarter, mostly because of the $2.2 billion charge related to accounting for pensions and other benefits for retirees. Elon gets a lot of money as well, sure, but only if the company does well. Ford didn't do well in 2019, but they still had to pay $2.2 billion in pensions and benefit for retirees. See, that is why the CEO of the other companies like Ford, they don't care about where the company will be in 10 years. They get their very big paycheck every month, and when they retire, they will get a very big paycheck there as well. No matter how the company is doing or has done. And Ford's Mach-E is coming out in late 2020, so it should hopefully be coming out soon. But the Model Y, that is a direct competitor, is already out and doing very well and being very profitable, and is cheaper and better than the Mach-E. I think even Ford in the US will have a hard time. They have a great backlog of pre-orders, of course, and they have some loyal fans, but the people who don't care if it's a Ford or a Tesla or whatever will look at the price tag, look at the performance specs, the charging infrastructure, the over-the-air updates. I do know that they say it will come with over-the-air updates, but so did Jaguar. But they have only got 3 updates over the first 2 years, not what I would expect coming from a Tesla that get at least 1 update every month. So we will have to wait and see if Ford's over-the-air update are actually any good. But the people will also look at the full self-driving feature and will probably take a Tesla Model Y instead of a Ford Mustang Mach-E. Because it would be the logical choice. It's just better. Don't get me wrong, I actually think the Mach-E is looking very good and the specs all around is very good and a good price tag. It should be very close in many aspects of the Tesla Model Y, a true competitor. It is great, don't get me wrong, I like this car. But you just don't get the charging network as you do with a Tesla. And the Tesla can charge with 250 kilowatt on a smaller battery, and Ford can only charge with 150 kilowatt, and that will give you about 120 kilometers of range in 10 minutes, but the Model Y will get 120 kilometers of range in just 5 minutes, twice as fast. The Tesla is just a better choice, not saying the other car is bad. They're both great cars. But you are just getting a bit more bang for your buck with the Tesla. And the range of the Ford should be about 300 miles EPA, where the Model Y gets 326 miles EPA. But the battery in the Ford is also an 88 kilowatt hour battery compared to the 75 kilowatt hour battery of a Tesla. So Tesla again gets more range, but probably have paid around $3,000 less for the battery in the Tesla than in the Ford. One of the reasons why I have a hard time believing that the Mach-E could be profitable. So again, Tesla's technology is just better. You get a more efficient car with the Model Y. It just beats the Mach-E on every count, and Tesla is making good profit on their cars. So let's see how the Ford does when they get through the pre-orders, and at that point Tesla will come out with a new Model Y with a new battery that is half the price of what Tesla have now. How will Ford ever keep up? But this is the problem for everyone else that is trying to catch up with Tesla, because Tesla still has the halo effect of having the best EV you can buy for your money, where you will get the most bang for your buck. And even though it seems like they are almost catching up, like the Ford we were just talking about, but that is what Big Auto is coming out with now. And Tesla is next year going to give us the made-in German Model Y with the new battery technology, new casting machine built underbody, and the brand new paint job from the world's most advanced paint shop. This is going to take a crazy leap forward, not just in specs and performance and build quality, but even more so in price reduction and time saved building the damn thing. This is going to hurt companies like Ford. They have not really caught up yet. They are getting close on specs, but only because they're using bigger batteries. And that is also more expensive, and therefore they are not going to get the same profits as Tesla. And Tesla have a big advantage here because they are totally integrated. Because the other guys can buy a Tesla, rip it apart, but they will only learn how they made it. You can't go out and buy the parts that are in a Tesla because they are all made by Tesla. If you want to copy Tesla, you have to make every part yourself, and if you want that, you have to make the machine that makes the part, and of course understand how the part is made in the first place. Remember, the car expert of Car Expert, Sandy Monroe, couldn't even re-engineer the magnets in the motors, or the full self-driving chip and so on. So even the report you can buy from Sandy Monroe will not tell you how you can make this magnet. So I'm not so worried about the Chinese stealing Tesla's secret, because they have probably already tried. Bought a Tesla, ripped it apart, tried to make a copy as much as they could. I do think that is what we see with the Xpeng P7. That is the best try so far. But just look at Xpeng. They are not as integrated as Tesla. They are still using computer chips from Nvidia, sound system from Dyn Audio, and so on and so on. Tesla makes every part themselves. Even the sound system, the computer chips, the airbags, software, it is all Tesla's own. So it is just impossible to copy a Tesla. Xpeng did make it a bit cheaper, but Xpeng is also losing money. Gross margin has been greatly improved though, due to the increased output of volume of the G3 and the P7 after delivery. In the first half of 2020, Xpeng's gross margin was minus 3.6%, but that was actually up 34.6% from minus 38.2% in the same period in 2019. So they're definitely doing better now, but are still not there yet. Still losing money. And Volkswagen is also losing money on every ID3 they sell. We can hope that the ID4 is going to be profitable, but this is what I'm talking about. They are all still not profitable on EVs. They have still not caught up with Tesla on battery technology and specs, and Tesla is already profitable on their EVs, and they are just about to make a big leap with their own batteries that is 56% cheaper than their old batteries that was already industry leading in price and efficiency. And they are going to cut that in half. Ha! And on top of that, they have also innovated on the way they are making the cars, by making the whole underbody in just 3 pieces and saving 40% on that as well. And they will also scale up in volume, which will also make everything cheaper. And they have even gone into mining to make sure they are not running out of materials. No one else is doing all this. So how do they expect to ever catch up? It is simply just impossible. Also because Tesla is attracting all the brightest minds to come work for them, just after SpaceX, and SpaceX and Tesla is even helping out each other. And if you want to work for Tesla, you have to be innovative. Tesla will fire you if you're not. It's just a part of their culture. So I don't believe anyone will be able to catch up because they don't have the best engineers working for them. Tesla does. Many have said Apple was also in front, but everybody else caught up. But I don't think even Apple had the same kind of innovating culture as Tesla does today. I really don't think any of the old automakers are going to be able to catch up. I think the real competition is going to come from a new startup, because they're going to do it differently and don't have to worry about the sales of the ICE car, and will probably be more like a software company like Tesla is, which the old guys really are not. Which is why we've seen so many examples of EVs coming out with bad software. And that software is not even made by, for example, Volkswagen. They have about 90% of all their software being made from third-party suppliers. Very different. So Tesla is making cars, like in making everything themselves. Everybody else is just putting parts together that somebody else has made. And then they sell them to dealers that then sell the cars to customers. If you look at it that way, Tesla is actually the only real car maker, because they are the only one that are actually making the whole car, not just assembling parts. And Tesla just made yet another big move, showing everyone else they are not moving fast enough. They have just announced they will spend more money in the next 2 years to expand their businesses. They said, we currently expect our capital expenditures to be on the high end of our range of $2.5 to $3.5 billion here in 2020, and increase to $4.5 to $6 billion in each of the next 2 years. So Tesla will spend upwards to $12 billion in the next 2 years on expanding and growing their businesses. And Tesla does have all this money in the bank. They can do all that without hurting the core business and stay profitable. So Tesla is about to make an even bigger leap than ever before in technology in the cars, how they're making their cars and how they're building the machines that build the machines, and they are planning on speeding up. And the other guys haven't even caught up yet and are not growing as fast as Tesla is today and can't make electric cars as cheap as Tesla and can't even just copy them. What are they to do? And even if they try to make a copy, they will always be behind Tesla because Tesla is constantly improving their cars. Just like Sandy Munro said, they made 13 design changes in only 3 months. No one else does this. It's unheard of. So even if somebody was able to make a copy of a Tesla and make all the parts themselves and produce this car and get it to customers, Tesla will just show their next generation Tesla that is much better. So if they are just making a copy of Tesla, they will always be one step behind. Just like with Lucid, they didn't make a copy of a Tesla, but they showed the world what they're working on and were building a great EV that can match Tesla on almost all the specs, except price of course, but the car is not even out and being produced, and then Tesla just revealed their new Plaid Model S 14 days after. That again beats every specs of the Lucid Air. So if someone gets close and think they are catching Tesla, Tesla just shows the next thing they're working on that is far ahead of what everyone else is coming out with and can make it much cheaper. Just like Ford and their F-150 electric pickup truck that is not even coming out before 2022, a whole year after Tesla's Cybertruck and Rivian for that matter, and will be much more expensive than the Cybertruck and have less specs all around. Just like the Hummer EV that GM says it is coming out with in the next 1 to 4 years, they are already behind and not planning to come out with anything in the coming years that can match a Tesla. And with the pace of innovation Tesla has, they are just impossible to catch up with. And if you're trying to make a copy, you will also be behind. The only way you will get in front of Tesla is if you out-innovate them. And when all the brightest minds in the world want to go and work for Tesla, this just seems like an impossible task for the old automakers that haven't really made much innovation in decades, but just slowly making their cars a little tiny bit better year after year. They don't have the culture of being big innovators, and that is something that is really hard to change in a company. It's culture. This is going to take a lot of time, something the big autos don't have. They're running out of time, and Tesla is just running too fast. It's the elephant against a lion in a sprint. Tesla is too integrated, too innovative, and too far ahead and move way faster than everyone else, which just makes it simply impossible, or at least highly unlikely, that anyone can even close the gap up to Tesla. And thank you for watching, and until next time, take care out there and be nice.